Good morning, evening, or afternoon to all of you beautiful people. Josh here, back to bring you some sweet voice-based content. So for once, everyone can hold their hands up and be praising the mighty Lord, whichever deity it is you worship, because I'm not alone today. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Nova of CosmicNovaArt. I am a fantasy and character design based illustrator, and I have done all the lovely sprites that you've seen for Josh here.
Did the job of making me look way more attractive and appealing than I ever will do with IRL.
That's the beauty of illustration. No, I'm joking. You are a very wonderful human being. Don't you be down on yourself.
So, I wanted to just have a little back and forth with you today, just to talk about how this channel came to be, because obviously without you, this channel would not exist. So, thank you, or depending on your preference, you can either thank or blame Nova for this channel existing. But yeah, I just wanted to chat to you today about how we met and what the sort of journey was to getting the channel up and running.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, let's go! So, we started talking, I'm trying to remember how long ago it was. It was during lockdown, if I remember rightly.
It was, yeah. It was just after everything kind of
went to shit.
Yeah, went a bit tits up, yeah.
So I met you. I first saw you because you did some character art for Jericho. I don't know if you still talk much to Jericho at all.
Occasionally, we kind of our paths cross occasionally. I've done a lot of work with him as well because I did a lot of stuff for his streams and things like that. We don't talk as much anymore, but we're still on civil terms, I would say.
That's good. So I reached out to you because I used to do vlogging on a separate channel, and I found that I'm not as confident when it's my actual face on camera, so I kind of wanted an alternate to that. And obviously, having been a fan of channels like Emirichu, Alex's Corner, Solon Sketches, channels like that, I wanted to have a sort of a me that didn't require work to look good. Well, didn't require work from me, required a lot of work from you. But so I messaged you. What was your first reaction when I messaged you?
I was really excited because I think me and you have a very similar taste in YouTubers. I watch a lot of Jaden Animations, a lot of Emirichu, Dominic's, things like that. So when you kind of contacted me, I was really excited. I was like, oh, heck yeah. As much as I was I suppose a little bit intimidated because it's a much further reach than what my my work was kind of getting at the time. It was a really exciting opportunity for me, I suppose.
So am I the only is my channel the only sort of thing you've done in that kind of style?
In regards to reactive sprites and things like that, yes. I've done things for I've done Twitch emotes. I've done so many iterations of so many D&D characters you would not believe, and a lot of icons and things like that. But as far as extensive reactions and things like that, you was probably the first and so far only channel that I've worked with in that regard.
So really what you're saying is that everybody should just get on it and just start commissioning you for this kind of work. Realistically, that's what should be happening.
I mean, I wouldn't complain. It was a really fun project to work on because typically my typical work's usually kind of quite fantasy based. So as an artist, it was, I think it really helped me personally develop in regards to kind of consistency with characters and art and things like that. It's definitely something I would be interested in working on again in the future.
There you go. If you're looking for an artist to make you look as good as I look, then hit up Nova. So after we got the initial idea down, I think there was a few months wait because at the time if I remember rightly, I forgot to check whether your commissions were actually open or not, which is something because you're the first artist I've actually worked with.
Yeah.
So I came in like completely blind and completely no knowledge of what I was doing, which I think I was very open with you about, that I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, you did mention that you hadn't worked with like an artist before, which I mean everyone starts somewhere. But yeah, if I remember, like I was kind of like putting feelers out for commissions, but like I had a wait list at the time.
Was your waitlist quite long in comparison to what it is nowadays, or would you say it's has things kind of picked up since we started talking, or have things kind of been roughly the same?
At the time, I was doing an awful lot of work for I just started working with a kind of like a Twitch team kind of thing, like a gaming community, as their kind of like on-board artist. So I was like, that was like the most amount of like individual commissions I'd kind of ever gotten. Like my waitlist was it was a lot more work than I was used to, and obviously because like I was working as their on-board artist, I was having to put a lot of their work as priority, which meant that I wasn't getting to work on like other projects and things like that, such as like my usual D&D commissions and things like that, and obviously yourself.
Okay. So it was a few months before we got started, and then I remember I feel like I was almost the omen of bad luck, because once we had everything down and like you could actually start working on things, so many different things went wrong all at once. It was
honestly,
like, I feel so bad because I feel like I was such an omen of bad luck almost.
I think it was just that year, because like we basically had like there was this chunk of like a good few months, like over the back end of the year especially, where everything just went like royally tits up, because like the team I was working with kind of disbanded, and then I was working with another team, and then my actual software, like my tablet pen, like broke completely, and the replacement for the model was out of stock. So I was having to work on my backup.
Didn't your PC also nearly blow up at one point?
Oh yeah, one of my sticks of RAM just basically yeeted itself off the fucking precipice and was like, I don't want to work anymore. And I had no idea what was going on, because like I put this thing together, but I am in no way qualified to like put together a PC. So I had no idea why this thing was like not working. Eventually we figured out it was RAM. That like one particular stick just didn't want to work anymore, and the rest were fine. But that kind of process of removing a stick, turning the thing on, seeing if it was like it would actually function, going nope, try the next stick. That was a whole thing. Yeah.
Quite the roller coaster.
Yeah, just by process of elimination, is this thing going to blow up on me or not? It was quite a time.
Because you were like majorly busy through then as well, because like I wasn't the only person you had commissioned or who had commissioned you at the time.
Yes.
Plus you had your Patreon, and you were just starting to pick up steam on Twitch as well, so it was a lot all at once. And then so there was all that good stuff, and then there was all the bad stuff as at the same time. Like I can't imagine how much your head must have been like.
Oh, I mean, I'm a particular human being anyway. Like I am an absolute stress goblin. So like when everything was happening at once, I was literally just like, why me? But we got there. We chipped away through the commissions. We got like, we went through the whole like phase of like getting the sketches back and the lines and the colours and things like that. And like, working my way through it, and we got there. We got there in the end.
We did, yeah, and the end result was fantastic. Like I couldn't have asked for anything better. So once the commissions were done, obviously it then took me, I think, maybe a couple of months to get the first video out. During that time, between finally finishing the commissions and me getting my first video out, did you have kind of an expectation of my channel at all?
I had I think I had like a vague idea of kind of where you were going to go with it. But like seeing what you actually produced, like kind of like really blew my expectations out of the water, because like especially because you hadn't kind of worked with like an artist before, and like you hadn't really kind of like done this kind of thing to this extent on YouTube before. I was kind of expecting it to be like very much like Emi Richu's early videos and things like that.
Yeah.
But then like the level of like quality and professionalism that you've kind of like produced like straight off the bat has kind of like completely blown me out of the water.
Oh, bless you. So, was there any point where you were genuinely kind of worried, like, oh my god, like, I've put my name to this, like, did those thoughts ever sort of cross your mind, that you might have your name attached to some truly, like, awful YouTube content?
No, not really, because, like, with how much we kind of, like, kept in contact over the whole, like, process of actually getting your commissions to you, bless you, like, I think by the time, like, everything was, like, kind of done and dusted, like, we had, like, I think we were on a level where we were, like, it was beyond just kind of, like, client and, like, commissioner and things like that. Like, I'd considered you a friend at that point. So, like, I was never really worried about, like, what kind of content you were going to be producing. I think it was all just, like, really positive, like excitement, I suppose.
I'm glad. Yeah, I sort of think back on it, and I'm almost glad that the process did have that little bit of stress to it, because I think it helped us to build, like, quite a nice bond as friends, like, leading up to that. Definitely.
I think once you go through, like, a couple of, like, especially, like, more trying situations, especially when it's, like, one of those things where, like, no one's really at fault, but both sides are frustrated. I think if you can get through that amicably, then it does kind of set you up on a good basis of, like, going forward.
Definitely. So, ultimate question now. I'm going to ask you two questions, and do answer honestly.
Okay.
Do you keep up to date with my channel still?
I do.
You do?
Every time you, like, because you are, obviously you're in my Discord, you always, like, post that, like, your channels have gone live and things like that, but I also have you on my notifications for YouTube. So it's actually one of the highlights of, like, my week, is, like, because when you, like, produce them on the Sunday and stuff, it's always one of the first things I do on the Sunday.
Oh, bless you.
I usually watch them during my if I'm at work, I'll watch them on my lunch break, but if not, it's usually how I start my day.
Oh, thank you. That means so much. Thank you. And the other thing I wanted to ask was, do you have a favourite video of mine?
Oh, I think when you were doing the A to Z's, I really enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah, my very first videos.
Yeah, I really enjoyed those. Just to kind of, like, go, because, like, there's you kind of, like, cover like such a good basis of like different characters and things like that. Like, I really enjoyed those.
Did you have a favourite impression of mine?
Oh gosh, I think your Persona ones.
Oh, yeah.
A particular one, but you're definitely your Persona ones are my favourite. Well, I mean, we're both big Persona nerds anyway.
Oh, of course, yes.
But I think they were my favourite.
I remember when I uploaded the very first, the first one, you were really excited about Excalibur, which I was really surprised by, because I haven't met that many people who talk about Solar yet.
Bit of a squishy moment. The first, like, proper cosplay me and my husband did, kind of like after we got together, we did Solar Maka, and we did Kirito and Asuna, but Solar Maka was our favourite because we actually entered in one of the skit competitions for SunnyCon, and it's like, it was one of my favourite cosplays that we kind of did. I was really proud of the Maka wig, because, like, it was my actual wig that I ordered didn't turn up, and one of my friends was like, well, I've got a blonde wig with pigtails that you could use. Neglected to tell me that it was a Harley Quinn wig. So I basically, like, doctored it myself. And, like, there was an awful lot of evenings, like, kind of, like, getting hyped for the convention, and, like, when we were putting cosplayers together, where we would sit and we would watch Soul Eater get together. And I remember that specific episode because, like, that, you know, the disgusted face that everyone does at Excalibur. We actually, like, had, like, what's it called, like profile pictures that we'd edited, that disgusted face over our faces. We had profile that for ages. So it's kind of like, it's a soft spot for me, that particular anime. So like I got like, obviously when I heard your like, because like you said, there's not a lot of people who were like really into it, so like when I heard that you'd done the impression of it, I got really excited about it.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy the content, and you're still enjoying it. That's the biggest thing for me. And yeah, it's awesome that we got to work together. And like I say, massive thank you to you, because without you, this channel wouldn't exist.
Oh, well, I'm really glad that like I said, that I managed to be part of something like this. All the content that you've brought out has been absolutely amazing, and I'm just really glad and really excited that I got to work with you, and I'm excited to work with you more in the future.
Yes, hell yes. So that's pretty much it for the questions that I had for today's video. Where can we find you, Nova?
Primarily, I am on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. So if you put CosmicNovaArt into any of those social media, you will find me. Twitch is a great place. I do art live streams and things like that. So if you would like to come and watch me have a small breakdown over how to draw a hand, come and join me.
That does happen more often than...
Yeah, it does.
Yes, all of those links will of course be in the description as per usual, but hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then please do subscribe, like this video for more beautiful voice-based content. Keep your eyes out, because we will be doing another video within the next couple of weeks, and that'll be hitting, well, we'll be doing another video soon, but it'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks, but, you know, YouTube scheduling and all that. I'm good at this, I promise. But apart from that, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep your eyes out for my next video, and as always, stay wonderful.